this, we had the mysterious blue liquid that in the science and chemistry world we refer to as dish soap. That goes in there. Put it in a test tube and it's cooler already. Alright, so we're going to swash it around. So now we got soapy hydrogen peroxide. Alright, then we got color. Color is just for fun, but you can't really do it without color. Alright. Sure, she's going for the gory look. Alright. There we go. Let's get the red in there. Okay, cool. Alright. Nice. What do you get if you mix red and green? Yeah, that would be very interesting. Okay. Alright, so now we got hydrogen peroxide, we got dish soap, we got food coloring. Now we need a catalyst. So hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. So it's water with just one little extra oxygen molecule. What we want to do is kick that oxygen molecule off. And then we'll be left with water and oxygen gas. But it's happening right now. Like if we just hung out for like, I don't know, 4 months and watched this, we would get it all stupid. But we want to do it a little faster, so that's what we call a catalyst. In this case, it's sodium iodide. It's our catalyst. Alright, so here I am. I'm in my classroom going, well, what happens if we do this in a class? And here's what happens, alright? Count me down. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That in. Woo! Yeah!
Wow.
That's close to the microphone. Alright. Woo! That was good. Thank you. Thank you for the applause at home. Don't know how to turn it off. So this is an exothermic reaction, and the cool thing is all these little bubbles are filled with what? Oxygen, yeah. So that's kind of cool too. So that was good. I was like, okay. And so I went on Jimmy Kimmel, hit it, Lucas, and it went great. It actually hit the lighting up a bit. And if you ever go on late night television, hit it again with this. This is the look you're going for. Right? You got that, you know you're doing well. Alright, so this went great. And the people from Kelly and Ryan said, hey, come and do that on our show. And I was like, I could. But I wonder what happens if I change a variable. So I took the exact same formula, but instead of doing it in a flask, I did it in a 4-foot-long, custom-made graduated cylinder.
Oh boy.
Everything else was the same amounts and everything else, but the look was a little different. Hit it, Lucas. There it is.
Wow.
And again, go, Lucas. That's the look you're going for. Yes, that is Neil Patrick Harris. I've done science with Neil Patrick Harris. All right, so that was great. And then, when I went to be on Nicky Ricky Dicky Dawn on Nickelodeon, they called me up and they said, we're going to do like your Elvis toothpaste, but we're just going to have special effects like recreated. And I was like, oh, they're like 10 years old. They can do this experiment. So I talked them into actually doing the experiment. And, hit it, Lucas, it went great. And hit it again. That's the look you go for. Alright? It also hit the light. Oh, by the way, hit it again, Lucas. This is me over here. I know how I look like I'm bored. It's in the script. I have to look bored, but I'm smiling inside. Alright, so that was fun. Alright, hit it again. I don't even know what the next slide is. Oh yeah, look at this. Let's change a couple more variables. Let's do it in pumpkins because I'm not paying for it. Alright, so there we go. We did it in pumpkins. Alright, hit it again. Alright, and then I decided, because I was bored, in Boston, and I was like, I had like all of this extra hydrogen peroxide, like I'm just gonna try a big version of this. Alright, hit it again. There we go. So here's what it looked like. No idea what would happen. And so I go, yeah, that's working. Okay. That's a thing. Alright. That did well on Instagram. Alright, so then Kelly and Ryan called up, we're doing our Guinness World Record again. You have any ideas? I was like, oh, I got it. So, alright, hit it again. So we did it, and sure enough, boom, world record number 2. this guy. So for those of you who don't know, this is Mark Grover. Here, let's do it. So, hit it again. So we decided, what are we going to use for a container? And Mark decided to go with a neighbor's swimming pool. So what's incredible about this is this is a relatively big backyard swimming pool. What you're going to see is it fills up with foam in about 5 seconds. Sorry. In about 5 seconds, we go from an empty pool to being full of foam. All right, hit it. All right, so here we go. That's the catalyst going in. All right, the hydrogen peroxide is down there. 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's like full. Now, the problem was, we nailed it, new world record, but suddenly we started getting a little concerned. It was like a baking experiment gone wrong. We had a lot of cleanup to do, but we got a new world record, and we only destroyed one backyard. There it is. That was pretty cool. So, I was like, all right, we're all done. A year later, Mark calls me again. Here we are, we're still cleaning it up. All right, get it together, because he calls me up again, and he's like, oh, someone beat it. Brazil came and they beat the record. And even before we could file for the Guinness World Record, Brazil beat it. So Mark's like, this is just like an arms sport. The more money you have, you just find more chemicals and you get a world record. So he wanted to find a different way to do it. I said, let's go with the classic flats. He's like, well, they don't make like 20-foot flats. And I said, no, but we do. So we decided to make a 20-foot flat, and we made one out of wood. I encourage you to look it up on YouTube. It was a big party, the whole thing. It actually failed. I should just bring the clip. It failed because there was so much energy that the flask, which probably weighed close to a ton, the foam lifted it up about 5 feet into the air, and it all came shooting out the bottom. Now, we could have broken the record. We actually broke the record. It went 60 feet up, and the old record was something like 20 feet up. So we crushed the record. We got the record. But it bugged both of us. Mark and I were like, we have to make this work. So he's got way more money than I do. So we spent about $100 grand building this steel flask, reinforced, welded together. It's on a 12-inch concrete platform. This was not going to be lifting off the ground. And now we're like, let's see if we can at least beat 60 feet. All right, go ahead, Lucas.
And so with that, all that was left now was to place all our hopes and dreams on our engineering abilities and dump the troughs.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
250 feet into the air. That was kind of epic. Yeah, that was kind of cool. So there we go, 250 feet. It's not only like amazing chemistry, but it's got a little bit of art and beauty to it as well. At least I think. And we did pressure tests and all sorts of things. All right, cool. All right, and again, Lucas. All right, so let's do a random act of science.